Getting this out of the way, I would not be surprised if Coleman Domingo was nominated for lead actor. Would I support it? No, but I wouldn't be surprised. Hey there, cinephiles. Today I am reviewing Rustin. From director George C. Wolfe, who directed Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which was Chadwick Boseman's last film, comes the tale of Bayard Rustin. His story's actually really interesting. As a gay black activist in the 1960s, not only did he have a rough life, but he also attempted to do what many deemed impossible. Rustin is a man who was put in charge of pulling together what was at the time the biggest protest of all time, which also was the crowd that listened to the famous I Have a Dream speech. And before I get into the quality of the film itself, I do want to point out the importance of actually showing other activists, not only from the civil rights movements, but from other movements as well. It helps continue to paint the picture in the mainstream consciousness that the quote-unquote famous ones weren't in it alone. Safe to say I was in this film's corner despite only hearing that the only good thing about this movie was Coleman Domingo's performance and everything else was subpar at best. But I mean, why believe everything you read or hear on the internet, even if they have the same taste as you? It's really up to you to form your own opinion and actually go watch the thing. And well, unfortunately, my hopes were instantly dashed. This is just not a good movie. It really felt like one of those films that were made for a streaming site and isn't a real movie at all. It's better than most made-for-TV movies, but damn man, I was excited for this screening to end so I could just go home. I know this is on Netflix, so many people will be watching it in the comfort of their own home, so it's not quite the same, but if I were watching it at home, even I'd probably flip off of it. And I know what the movie is trying to say and stand for, but it's so muddled. I know it's trying to say that anyone can make a change no matter their status in life, and that everyone should be equal because all people are equal. But the way these messages are delivered to you, we've been there 100 times before and it's been done 1,000 times better. And then there is a point when someone brings up how women are being put on the back burner currently, and the way the film just kind of forgets about it is tasteless. And maybe that's the point, right? Like they're saying how back then women were forgotten about, so we're going to forget about this storyline instead of introducing it in a proper manner and actually bringing some interesting insights and tension. But the way they just forget about it is extremely lazy. And that's the major issue for me for the film overall. It's that it feels like there's no genuine care or craft put into this. From the cinematography to the set design to the wow wigs galore, and even the direction from bottom to top, it just felt like everything was led astray. This is filled with good actors who just feel like they're out of place, whether it be from misguided direction or just miscasting in general. I know many people were saying that this is just an Oscar vehicle for Coleman Domingo, and I can believe it, but I don't necessarily want it to happen, even though the writing is clearly on the wall. The Academy Awards just tend to love caricatures of real life figures. I mean, just look at Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury. So I'm sure Coleman Domingo's nomination for Rustin is just inevitable at this point. And I don't mean to be so harsh on this film overall. I do like the idea of it and the story that it's trying to tell, but the execution is just so bad. I give Rustin a 1.5 out of 5 stars. I'm sure it'll be more than inspiring and entertaining enough for most people, but for me personally, this just felt like a disservice to Bayard Rustin and to what could have been a fantastic film. But alright, those are my thoughts on Rustin. Be sure to let me know your thoughts of it down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll write you later.